Long ago in the heart of Yorubaland, nestled between the ancient hills and whispering forests, lay the powerful village of Ilu-Ku. Here, tradition was law, and love was often a sacrifice. Chief Adegoke ruled Ilu-Ku with pride and authority. His compound stood tall at the center of the village, draped in royal cloth, adorned with bronze carvings and the sacred symbols of his ancestors. Among his many blessings, his most cherished was his daughter, Omolara. Omolara was the jewel of the village, intelligent, graceful, and breathtaking. She was loved by all but destined for one, Okanlola, a famed warrior from a powerful neighboring clan. Their union had been arranged since she was a child, to strengthen alliances and preserve her family's legacy. But the heart listens not to drums of war or chants of elders. In the quiet corners of the forest, beneath the shade of towering palms, Omolara found a different kind of rhythm. One played not by talking drums, but by the laughter and soft words of Adewale, a humble hunter from the outskirts of the village. Adewale had nothing but his bow, his honor, and a heart that beat only for her. Orphaned young, he had been raised by the village blacksmith. What he lacked in wealth, he carried in courage and spirit, and Omolara saw in him what no suitor could ever offer: truth. Their love blossomed in secret. They met beneath the Iroko tree, whispered dreams into the night wind, and promised each other a future no one had written for them. But the gods were listening. One fateful evening, word reached the chief. A guard had seen them, Omolara and the hunter, walking too closely beneath the moonlight. Enraged and humiliated, Chief Adegoke summoned his daughter. "You are the daughter of a lion. You do not eat with goats," he roared. "You will marry Okanlola. It is done." Omolara pleaded, tears rolling down her cheeks, but tradition had spoken. And in Ilu-Ku, tradition was louder than love. As preparations for the wedding began, secrets started to unravel. An old priestess, Iya Ifa, came to Omolara in the night. The stars had revealed something dark. Okanlola was not the nobleman he pretended to be. He plotted not just for Omolara's hand, but for Chief Adegoke's throne. Once married, he would claim power, and blood would be spilled. Omolara's heart raced with fear, but she also saw an opportunity. With the help of Iya Ifa and the blacksmith, she devised a plan. On the day of the grand wedding, as the drums pounded and the village gathered in their finest wrappers and beads, Omolara stood in shimmering fabric, head bowed beneath a heavy gele. Then, chaos. Adewale stormed through the crowd, not with weapons but with truth, revealing sacred scrolls and messages he had stolen from his hut. Gasps filled the air. The chief stood frozen, his face, once carved from stone, cracked with shame and disbelief. "You may not be a prince," he said quietly to Adewale, "but you have proven yourself a lion." In that moment, the drums slowed. The silence was sacred. The chief turned to Omolara, who stood with fire in her eyes and love in her hands. "Your heart," he said, "has chosen." And so the forbidden became the blessed. Omolara and Adewale were joined not just by love, but by courage. Together they redefined what it meant to honor tradition by challenging it. In Ilu-Ku, the elders now say, the daughter of the chief chose love over legacy and saved them all. Closing narration. Sometimes the gods do not speak through thunder, but through the quiet defiance of a daughter who dares